This week's episode is sponsored by Soulful Events Limited. They provide sword football, battle tag archery, UV dodgeball, sports days events, inflatable assault courses, plus many more activities coming soon. Ideal for sports teams, presentations, birthday parties, stag and hen parties, corporate events, school, and half-term summer camps, any occasions. Give them a follow and use the code The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast for 10% off your first booking. The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast with Tony Morell. Welcome to The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast with me, Tony Morell, and this week's special guest, we've got Kiera Weathers. Really looking forward to you sharing The Good, The Bad and The Ugly with us. How are we?
I'm good, I'm nervous.
You nervous?
You know what I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh no, you'd be sound. You'd be all day. You'd be sound. I'm sure you're used to the cameras and stuff like that, so.
Not so much anymore, I live a quiet life now.
Yeah.
Work is work and life is life.
Oh, that's good to hear.
It's the way I like it now. Quiet down.
Right, so Kiera, just want to start off with like where it all began for you, you know, where you grew up, where you're from, school life, family life.
Yeah, so I'm from St Helens, live in Clotface. Home is where the heart is. I went to school, Willow Tree Primary School. Loved primary school. My nieces go there now and like, I don't do the school run, it's not for me, but popping my head in every now and then, like to pick them up at the gates or whatever. I won't do the full on standing in the playground and all that. I can't do it. As a woman with no kids, like I just can't do it, mate. I can't.
Bring back memories.
But yeah, it does, especially like seeing them have the same teachers I had and stuff now.
It's all still there, yeah?
Yeah, it's mad. Then I went on to Sutton High, it's now Sutton Academy. High school was really good for me. I had a lot of teachers who believed in me as well, especially my drama teacher, my dance teachers. So yeah, high school was a good place for me. I hated school, but I love going to dance, love going to drama.
Subjects you enjoy.
Yeah, but now if I could go back in a heartbeat, I would do anything to go back to having no bills, no responsibility. And my only worry was getting to school for 20 to 9.
Do you know what makes me laugh when people say school? And I always used to laugh at them. You'll always regret school. Yeah. School days are the best times of your life.
Yeah. I got good grades and stuff, so like I'm lucky I
I
didn't completely fuck it up, you know what I mean? Yeah. I got good grades, but yeah, school was good for me. I enjoyed certain aspects of it. Yeah.
A lot of friends and
yeah, good friend group, good friend circle, which majority I'm still either friends with now or still in touch with.
Yeah.
So that's nice. That's lovely. I actually stayed on there as well and did my A-levels. So yeah, I planned to go to uni. I was going to be a nurse. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen. But yeah, that was my plan. Yeah.
So obviously, high school and stuff was like. Did your family and that, like obviously school time and stuff like that? Would they, you know, it's like you say you'd enjoyed school, should I say? But did your family like obviously make you go to school, or would they push you, or you know?
So my mum, I mean, we used to run to the top of the street if it was raining, roll around in a few puddles, come back. Mum, I can't go to school, I'm soaking. I've only got to the corner. Come on then. So my mum was a bit of a pushover really at times. My nan would not take any bullshit. I would be going to school.
She's old school.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Unless it was literally, unless I couldn't move and I was bedbound, you go into school. There was no getting around me nan. None at all.
Not to get past that.
No.
No. So from school, did you go to college, did you say?
So I did my A-levels. I stayed on, did my A-levels. I did dance studies, drama and health and social care. And I applied for university and then X Factor happened. So I never went. I think I finished in the summer. So I was probably, I was still at sixth form when I was doing my auditions.
Yeah.
And my first audition, all my friends came. It's funny really, it popped up not long ago, the memory. And literally just all of us babies, look like babies.
Well, we're going to get to that, obviously. We'll get to that later on. But so it was 8 years ago when... Yeah. But we'll obviously get to that a little bit later on. But so when did you start singing, and, you know, what was it a singer and anyone who that made you want to...
So I started singing, more so it was probably just me as a kid screaming around the house. Do you know what I mean? Like Rihanna blasting, Beyonce on. I was obsessed with Justin Bieber as a kid. And I mean, obsessed with Justin Bieber. But probably a family holiday in Mallorca. We used to go in, there'd be like 20, 30 of us.
Like families.
Yeah, like all my uncle's friends. Always my mum, my sister, my granddad, my nan. Like, there'd be loads of us. I was singing S Club 7 on karaoke. And one of my uncle's friends was like, she can sing there. You've got so much she can sing. So that's where it started. And bless her, my little nan would take me to any karaoke, no matter where it was, we'd be there karaoke. As long as I sang her requests, that was
what
like
was the request, you know?
the bargain was I had to sing what she wanted. So Alexandra Burke, Hallelujah, Celine Dion, I'm Alive, Mercy by Duffy, yeah. And if I didn't do some of them, I would get scowled, especially like going on to when I started gigging, she'd sit scowling at me or like trying to make me lip read what to sing next. So so karaoke's everywhere. And there's one pub in particular up in St Helens. She'd take me there on I think it was a Friday night. And she'd let me have half a shandy. Once I got to like 15, I could have half a shandy then.
Half a shandy.
Half a shandy, and as long as I kept singing on karaoke, I could have half a shandy.
Was it like a labour club or something like that, was it?
It was a pub, it was a proper pub, the Windle it's called. So, so that's where... First it was the Clock Hotel, the Clock Face Hotel, right by my house when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And when they stopped doing karaoke, we was off. She carted me up to the Windle. And then I got my first job. And it was at Clockface Labour Club, and I loved it. If I could go back now, but they won't let me go back still now to this day, I would happily go back. I loved it so much. Just a little working men's club, but the most lovely, warm and welcoming club ever. And Jay and Nikki, who own the club, Jay bought me all my first set of equipment, bought me everything.
Yeah.
And he said, pay me back £50 every time you have a gig. And I paid it off in a year, and it was probably about £2,000. £2,000 worth of stuff. And I'm thinking, how am I going to... I do not know how I am going to pay for this. But we did it, and I'd set all my stuff up in the big room, the function room, and I could be in there hours and hours and hours practising. And all the lads playing pool, the pool teams and the darts lads and that, they must have been sick to fucking death of hearing me in the other room because I'd have it on full belt, just going over and over my set lists for when I started gigging. But yeah, that was really the start of making a career out of it or taking it seriously, so to speak.
So 15, 16 is like it's an age where you sort of think, I've got, pursue this career.
I would always be singing around the house, little Willowbrook charity nights and stuff like that. My nan had wrote me in, you know what I mean? If there was a Willowbrook night, she'd get me on there. Oh, Kiera will come and sing. Or if she hosts, she did
you
a
were
lot.
the live entertainment.
Oh, no matter what. Yeah, if there was a charity event, I wouldn't get a choice. It would be, I've got you a gig. And I'll never forget, like, my first gigs, I'd probably paid like 40 quid, which is now, like, if someone said to me, give you 40 quid, I'd be like, and the rest.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? But back then, 15, 16, I was chuffed. I was made up.
15, 16, I'm 40 now.
40 quid, I was honestly made up. Yeah.
So, obviously, your family, you mentioned your mum.
Yeah.
You say you've got a sister?
No, brother.
A brother. And your nan and your granddad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you got them like...
We're a close-knit family, really. There was obviously my mum had me and my sister Ashley.
Yeah.
My uncle, our Colin, he's not got kids. My nan and granddad, and that was kind of us.
Yeah.
Got cousins, extended family and stuff, but like we all live on the same street. Like now, it's me and my granddad, my sister and my uncle. We're a stone's throw away.
So you don't like for sugar and that?
Yeah, it was time for sugar and milk, yeah. But we've always been like a really tight-knit, close family. And my nan was kind of the glue that kept us all together. We're still close-knit.
Yeah.
But you know what it's like without that. My nan was our little queen. What she said went.
She was the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
Whatever she said goes.
Yeah, so we're all now up shit's creek without a paddle, without a light, but we're getting by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the things that what's named in life to you, you took on board and, what you're doing in life.
Definitely. My nan had a work ethic that was just unreal. My nan was an Avon lady.
The Avon?
So, yeah, my nan did the Avon. So,
them Avon ladies with tough ladies, if you didn't pay them,
she'd send me all round Clockface with a list like that. Everything that was in this big carry bag with a price list. Take this to Mrs. Welding and take this to such a body and take that to such a body. When you come back, I'll let you pick a nail polish out of the box. That was the bargain. So I'd get 5 million steps in trudging this Avon round for her, and I'd get a free nail polish at the end. So my nan knew what she was doing.
Clued up.
Yeah. So definitely, I think I get me just the willingness to like want the best from life.
Work hard.
Yeah, get off my ass and do something.
Yeah.
I definitely get that from her. She definitely instilled in us that, like, you know, if you want something, you got to get off your ass and go and get it. It's not just going to turn up on your doorstep.
No, that's it. So, going back to X Factor, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
8 years ago, you'd appeared on the X Factor. And how did it all come about? Was it?
That's 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
Do you know what? In a sense, it feels like yesterday, but in another sense, it feels like it never happened and it was just a dream. Like, it's weird. So I'd applied the year before I actually went on the show. I had applied and didn't get through, and I thought, clearly not the right time. I'm just going to wait it out a bit. Wait till I'm a bit older, a bit wiser. And then obviously the year that I went on, Nan and Grandad are not tech savvy. Like, you know, everything comes from Facebook and don't know what Google is, or you like, they're not made for the internet at all. So I thought, so Grandad's like, I've had this email, says it's an audition for the X Factor, and I'm like, who's done that? He's like, I don't know, it's just come to my email.
He's black, yeah.
Pulled the wool right over my eyes. So I was right, all right, I'll do it. Did the first, there's probably, I'm going to say 2-3 auditions before the one you see with the judges.
Yeah.
So they're like with the producers and stuff like that. Did them ones, got through to the judges round. And I think that's when it really sunk in, like, shit.
I can do something, yeah.
Yeah, this is happening. And I'd say it was at that point I thought, I've got to kind of like, got to give this. It's not, I'm not playing games anymore. Like, this isn't just singing in my bedroom. So it was a massive step for me, like, definitely from coming from like a small town to be put on such a big, like, nationwide scale. Yeah, I don't know.
Audience-wise, that's just...
I don't know how I kept my head together now. I don't.
When you think about it now, yeah.
Yeah. So it was only when I got to judges' houses, I found out it was my nan and granddad who'd auditioned me for the show.
Yeah.
And at that point, I thought, I'm in too deep now. Like, I've got to do it for them now as well as me. Like, it gave me more... I think the pressure, I'd have bowed out. God's
really?
Yeah. I think I'd have bowed out, but once I found out that it was them, this is my nan and granddad who drive me, and I mean from one end of the country to the other.
Yeah.
My granddad at the time was a lorry driver, so we'd be coming in after like a 12-hour shift.
Nights and stuff.
Have an hour. Come on, Kiera's got a gig. And he'd cart me everywhere. Kiera's got a competition. Not a moan, not a huff, not a puff. It was just like, it was second nature.
So much,
honestly, I can't put it into words. Like, if it wasn't for my nan and granddad, there's no way I would say I would be where I am now. Not just because of X Factor, but because of the dedication, the time,
performing and stuff like that, you mean?
The money and the belief in me. Like, my mum had her own issues, so she wasn't like in a place financially, mentally to cart me to competitions, to do this, to do that. So if it wasn't for my nan and granddad, it would not have happened. But boot camp, and it was us. I was like, oh my God.
So that's what I was going to ask you next. You know, obviously the judges' houses, was Rita Ora your? Yeah. Rita Ora was.
Rita Ora.
And where did you go to?
We went to LA. Unreal. LA.
Have you ever been to America, LA before?
My dad is from America. My dad's from Detroit. He lives just outside of Washington, DC now. So I try and go over every couple of years to see him, see the family. That was probably the hardest part of going to LA, knowing I was going to America, but I wasn't going to see my dad.
Yeah.
So it was really weird, because even though it's so far away,
people think America, it's just here and there.
It's probably like 6-hour flight still, and I was thinking like, it might be far away, but I'm in the same country and I'm not seeing it. It was weird not seeing my dad. It was mad. So it was good being on like similar time zones. I could catch him, because now I'm ringing him, waking him up. He's like, Kiera, it's 4 a.m. But so it was good being on same time zones and stuff. But LA was just crazy. It's another world, LA.
So when you got to judges' houses, are you there for a week, 2 weeks, or you just flew in the deep end straight away and bang? You
couple of days. I'm going to say 6 days maximum.
Because when you see it on the telly and when you watch it, I remember I used to watch X Factor with Alan Olivia and our Sam and my missus, and we'd all sit there on a Saturday night and whatever, and you think, oh, next week what's going to happen? You're thinking you've been there for so many weeks and whatever, and you're living it up, and you're going,
it's literally a couple of days. So we flew with Virgin Atlantic. And we got on the plane, I was like, oh my God, flying Virgin. So we're just in normal seats, and halfway through the flight, they're like, oh, come on, took us into first class. And we're like, we're going in first class. No, we stood around this little first class desk, little bar thing. They give us a glass of Prosecco. And we're there, cheers, as if we're staying in first class, straight back to our economy seats, brought us right back
so
down
it's
to work.
looking like you're in first class on the X
So
Factor.
what I will say is not everything's not always, with all TV, like, it's not always what you think it is. Like, we was in economy, like, we squoze back in our seats like little sausages after that,
Squashed into your seats.
But we had that
No
little
extra
clink,
leg room or nothing.
No. So to everybody watching, we was in first class, drinking Prosecco, living our best life. It's a whirlwind as well once you get there, like, especially with the jet lag as well. So
you've got to try
in,
and what's the name to the time?
Yeah, you've got to adapt.
Yeah.
So we had 2 songs. So Judges' Houses, we actually sung 2 songs, where you guys only see 1.
Yeah.
So mine was Show Me Love by Robin S. and 1+1 by Beyonce.
Did you sing Show Me Love?
Yeah.
That was the one that we seen on the telly, wasn't it? Yeah.
Which I was so annoyed because...
You wanted the other one?
Yeah. The other one was so much better. But so LA, you get to give you songs. We stayed in like a little hotel thing, and we'd literally just be like pacing the bathrooms, like practicing our songs.
I thought you stayed in Rita Ora's house.
No. So our house was rented as well. It wasn't Rita's house.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. The only person who owns their house is Simon.
Simon, yeah.
Yeah, obviously I can't call that Bible, but ours was rented. It was a British man. He was a bit pooky as well. He was a bit weird, but it was stunning. It was stunning,
Yeah.
and I've got to give her a due. Like Rita Ora, she'd take a bit of time out to like, how are you doing?
You really? I mean, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. It would be brief and it would be short because she'd be in. Do a shit out.
How many of you was in Judges' Houses again? Was it 8? Oh no, sorry, 6. And she could only take 4.
There was 6 and she could take... No, it was
for the live
7.
shows, you can...
7. I want to say 7. Because there's me, Louisa, Lauren.
And 3 of you went to the live show.
Chloe, Monica. 6. Yeah, so I think there's 6 of us and she could take 3. Yeah. So I already was like...
Was your nerves all over the place?
Oh, I can't tell you. I've never ever felt anxiety like it. And not even that, like, self-doubt. You put on a pedestal where... Bear in mind at this point, like, once that first audition goes out, I never ever anticipated the shift in how people treat you, how people see you.
Yeah.
Like... It's weird. So for me, like just trying to go about my daily life, I couldn't really do it. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't even go on a night out with my mates.
Yeah.
And
after being on the show, you mean?
Even like after the first audition.
Oh yeah, because you.
Even after the first audition, like
you're being recognised.
Me and the girls would be going wobbly bobs for a cocktail in the middle of St. Helens, and I couldn't. It was weird. Can I have a picture? And the girls was like, "What's going?" It was just weird for me. But at the same time, what you have to realise is I have put myself in that position. Yeah. So I can't tell you, no, you're not having a picture. How rude does that make me look?
I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
I do get that, but then sometimes there's like, say for instance, you're having a meal or something.
I've had that experience.
Well, exactly, that's what I was going to say to you.
Burger in my mouth. And someone's come over, can my daughter have a picture? And I literally...
And you being nice as pie.
I put the burger down, I was like, yeah, of course. And the person who was at the time was like, I'd have told them to fuck off. And I was like, but what you have to understand is I have put myself in that light.
Yeah, I get that.
Yous were the ones picking up the phone, spending your money, voting for me. I can't now tell you to fuck off because I want to eat my burger. Yeah. So it's a weird
situation, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got to find a balance with it. Like my family and my friends.
How did they find it? Was you ever out with them and they must have thought, well, hang on a minute, just have a step back.
Yeah,
you know
definitely. What I mean? There was, and I feel like, especially my friends, they didn't ask for it. You know what I mean? They didn't ask.
It's their night out as well, you mean? And it's like...
Yeah. So I'm lucky that my friends really kept me where I needed to be.
Yeah, grounded and stuff, innit? Yeah.
Definitely. I lost me, don't get me wrong. When I come off the show, I was anxiety riddled. And people have told me, like even Liam was like, when I first met you, I thought you was arrogant. I thought, who the fuck does she think she is? You wouldn't even look at me. And it's not because I was arrogant. It's not because I was
because
rude.
of all what you've been.
I was anxiety riddled, so I couldn't even look people in the eye. It was weird. It was like I had a chip on my shoulder. Like I was so defensive. How do you deal with this? Like, it's all new to you, like you say. You're just a normal person, like, you know. Yeah, the tabloids had a field day with me. I was doing pole fitness classes, so they printed I was a pole dancer. I was selling my body for money. I had a racy secret. I was doing pole fitness classes. Do you know what I mean?
You just want to print.
So like, so it was just anything.
Right,
Before I went on the show, I'd have took whatever, the Daily Mirror, anything, printed Bible. It's in the paper, it must be. But
stuff like that, do you get help from like people at X Factor and stuff?
To an extent, yeah.
Because obviously, like you say, you're reading it and then you think to yourself, is this true? Or how do I deal with this? And then you've got that other bit of...
I'm that type of person where I'm like, well, no, I'll tell you how it is. That's not true, so I'll tell you how it is.
You'll front it.
Yeah. And while we're on the show, we're not allowed to do that. It's kind of, let them print what they print. Don't tweet. Don't, just let it go. Focus on what you're doing.
Don't bite.
Yeah.
And give them the ammunition to...
Yeah, well, for me, that was kind of like, well, if I'm not saying anything, it's got to be true. People are going to believe it.
But
so it was a really
You're like
difficult...
me, you want to get your side of the story across.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to hide. It's so bullshit
so
what you're printing.
It was difficult for me to balance that. That's what I struggle with the most. Get people having a perception of me that wasn't true.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, when you're on that show, you've got a limited time to showcase who you are. At one point, they even give me like a little camera and said, go about your day.
Like a blog or something, is it?
Yeah. You go in about your day. Let people get to know you. Let them see what you're doing on the daily. Because there was that barrier for me of I couldn't let my guard down.
Yeah.
Because I was, the more I relax and let you in. You focus on
what you're doing, yeah.
The more I relax and let you in, the more I'm giving you to run with. So I kind of like started to shut off a bit.
Yeah.
So then when I come home, when I left the show, I went back to the Labour Club where I used to work, ordered a pint of Carling, got a ham salad balm, bag of cheese and crisp, sat there, horse racing on that telly, footy on that telly. There's Bernard the gardener, all the old lads are in, just all the regulars. And I just drank my pint, ate my food, and it was like bricks had fell off my shoulders.
Did you feel like a relief?
Yeah. Because I was
mad,
in my own comfort, I was home, and I just sat there and thought, right, what am I going to do now? I was gutted that obviously I'd left earlier because I'd have loved to have gone on the tour and stuff, but I was relieved to be home.
Did you not, obviously, with being on X Factor, did you not go on the tour or?
No, so I left the week before. If I'd have left a week later, I'd have gone on the tour, yeah. So I did have a couple of gigs from it, really big scale gigs, GAY in London, which is a massive gay nightclub, and that was amazing. It was unbelievable. So there's a few big things come from it, but you think about it, you're on a conveyor belt then. You've got this amount of time while you're relevant.
Until the next load, like a production line, innit?
Yeah, so you do with it what you will, and I kind of seized the opportunity as big as I could, as much as I could. I did my own UK tour. Yeah. I toured with The Game. Yeah. Which was class. I was the only female on the lineup. Manchester, the Ritz. And it was quite last minute, do you want to support The Game? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. It was daunting. Imagine it was just full of lads really, smoking weed, like, you know what I mean? Like, not the scene for this. You've not come to see me sing Whitney. So having to adapt to that, walked on stage, get your tits out! I was like, fucking hell, here we go. But it went well, and it was something that I can say.
Did it make you stronger as a performer?
Definitely. I would definitely say, as a performer, my confidence grew, and my belief in myself and my talent grew. Yeah. Once I left the show, the more I gigged, it was like I felt like I had something to prove when I left the show. That I was just more than Kiera Weathers from the X Factor. Yeah. That I am Kiera Weathers, don't put me in a box. I'm just Kiera.
I've got more to offer and more to show.
Yeah. So that was kind of like, I would come back with a vengeance then. Yeah. Tour, did The Game, Bars and Melody, my own tour. And then I settled into doing what I wanted to do, not doing whatever was just put to me. Mm-hmm. So I kind of built that then of Kiera Weathers. So now when I gig, it's very, very rare you'll see Kiera Weathers as seen on the X Factor. Yeah. And it's not that it's anything that I don't want to be tied to or I don't want my name to, but I feel like I've accomplished enough now in my own right
That's sort
to
of
be I'm Kiera.
Kiera, yeah.
And now, like, I've had managers, I've been with agencies. I'm too, what's the word? Like,
You can do it all yourself.
I'm too, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I know how I want it. I know how I want things done.
You run your diary,
Yeah.
you know to...
So, like, now, my diary, like, I run my diary. I do everything myself. And I'm March to my next Saturday off work is November. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because you're out gigging,
and I've
you're
been
out
like that
performing.
since March. So it's very rare now that I'll go looking for work. I'm so fortunate that I've put the graft in, and this is years of graft, years and years and years of graft. Before COVID, I could have a month where I had 2 gigs a whole month.
Yeah.
Now I'm gigging Friday, maybe 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday, like a week.
Yeah.
And that's because of the graft I've put in. It's not been easy. I had to bring myself back down to earth and go, do you know what? I'm no better than such a body in the bar next door. So I'll take that fee. I'll take a lower fee. I might be, because of I've been on the show, automatically you can bump your price up. But why? Why will I do, if the budget's not there, I'd rather take that work than have no work.
Yeah.
Because you might go home and tell such a body who's getting married next week about me, and they might ring me then and go, hi, can you do my wedding? There's
I was
another
going to say to you,
opportunity.
is it like corporate? Is it, weddings?
It's a massive mix for me now. Like, I still do local bars.
Yeah.
Do you know what I love? I love an atmosphere.
Everyone up dancing and all that. And
I'd rather go and do a bar.
the brunches and all that, you love all
Yeah.
that.
I'd rather do a bar gig than do a corporate event where it's a sit down meal.
Everyone's all sat there. Just,
a bit cagey, and it's a bit like dead formal. I'd rather.
Everyone's all in the mix, all dancing.
I want to be in the thick of it, mate.
Yeah.
I do, and they're the gigs that I love the most. They are. There's one I do in Ashton, this little bar, and it is a riot. And I mean, it's a little bar, and it is, but honestly, it's a riot. It's just such a good gig. I have days where
the atmosphere,
I have days where I don't want to do it. We all do have days like that where we don't want to go to work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do have days like that where I'm pulling myself through a gig and I'm clock watching. And it's not because necessarily the venue or who it's for.
Just the way day you've got up.
I'd just be having a shit day.
Yeah.
But when you get them gigs,
And everyone's all on the same page.
You can't put that feeling into words.
Yeah.
You can't. It's just, I love it. It's boss.
Do you still keep in contact with people from the X Factor?
I do, yes. Most of the girls who was on my season, people from other categories as well. Surprisingly as well, the people who worked on the show, the producers, the runners. Yeah, so that's really nice. It's nice to see where people are now as well.
And what they're doing from after X Factor 8 years ago.
It's lovely. One of the girls from my year, Monica Michael, I keep in touch with her often. She's a good girl, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and is there any of them that have gone on to do big things or from your season or?
There's a few from my season who've done really good things. West End brought their own songs out, albums out, toured. So it's nice. Even people from other seasons, like, it's weird you kind of find, because you've shared this similar experience, you kind of like just hit it off.
Yeah, because obviously they've experienced what you did. I don't know if it was something saying like on the show and stuff, it was like a bit surreal, you know, like makeup or doing stuff for you.
Tony, I had people massaging, moisturising my legs and fastening my shoes on. So imagine going from working in Clockface Liverpool, pulling pints, I'm sat on the floor in my scruffs, count my 5p's for my toe float, to having people dress you and fasten your shoes and moisturise you. This lady, I'm like, I can do that. She's like, no, it's my job. I'm like, I can put moisturiser on my own legs. She's like, no, honestly, it's my job. I have to do it. It's my job.
A tiny shoelaces and stuff.
Literally. Heels, fastening the buckles on heels. It is surreal. And I guess that's just a taste of what that life is like. And mad. Just insane.
And like you say, it's like, you know, you're a normal person. We're all normal. Yeah. And obviously, you know, in the performance side of things, obviously that's what you've done and that, but to see, you know, that side of things, I'd be like, I just don't tie my own shoelaces anyway, that's why I always wear flip-flops, but it's people moisturising your legs and, you know, and I know you've got to look the part and all that on TV because you're an audience to millions, but that would have freaked me out a little bit that way, do you know what I mean?
It's a lot, and like, I am very like rooted in home, like I love home. I would consider myself like quite down to earth, like, Yeah, and I don't know if I could. It did make me question a lot. Like, is that what I want? I don't think I would ever do TV again unless it was like a civilian version of I'm a Celeb. I'd love that. That'd just be like I'd love to go in the jungle in the civilian version. Yeah, but I don't think I would ever do
would
TV
you not
again.
Do TV? Would you
no,
not?
I don't think so.
If something big come along, massive, like you said.
I don't think so. I don't think I could. And I think it's just because of some people can set that pressure. Mate, I can't.
No, well, that's what I was going to say to you. After, like, you just spoke a little bit about it. You know, a lot of people talk about mental health now, you know what I mean? A lot more people are speaking out, you know, in regards to men and women.
Yeah.
Coming out, like you say, you felt a whole weight come off your shoulders. How was your mental health? How did you deal with things after coming off the show or while you were on the show?
To be honest, I wouldn't say I dealt with things. So obviously, like, 16, lost my mum. 18, X Factor, 2 years, not a lot of time.
Still haven't,
Still very fresh. And around losing my mum, I had a lot of questions, there was a lot of trauma. It wasn't a nice experience for me. It wasn't just like mum's died. You know what I mean? It was very graphic, very traumatic.
Yeah.
It was a lot to deal with at 16. So for me, I was in a place for a long time where I didn't want to be here. And it wasn't that I necessarily like, I want to die. It was, I want to be with my mum. Your
emotions and how you're trying to, that's how you're probably dealing with it in your mind.
You watch X Factor, every episode I cried. Whether I was happy, whether I was sad, I cried. Whether I was excited, I cried. Like even now, I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah.
I cry
I am myself, I am, yeah.
Cry a lot. My niece, she's 8. She was doing a TikTok dance before this morning. Cried. She come over and give me a hug. Why are you crying? I said, because it's so cute. She said, oh, I love you, you're cute. And it's like, I'm a really emotional person. But I don't think I'd not dealt with what I needed to deal with to be in any frame of mind for that. So coming off, it was like that, on top of that, on top of that, on top of that.
So it's been sort of...
Yeah, I kind of like brush it away.
Now, people speak out and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, at a young age, at 16, losing your mum and whatever, and then... Sorry, you know, I think, was you 16 when you lose your mum?
16, yeah.
Any age to lose your parents or a family member, it's tough. But then all the trauma that you're dealing with, and this is what people do, they put a mask on.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly what I did. I spoke about losing my mum, but I didn't speak about...
Didn't go into detail,
no,
that's not people.
Too much.
Yeah.
And like, I think especially losing it to alcoholism, beforehand, I would have viewed an alcoholic, somebody who's drug dependent, as a smackhead, as a scruff, scum of the earth, lowest of the law. Seeing, like now I'm older and wiser and I understand it, she was ill. She was ill. It's an illness, it's an addiction, and I think it's changed my perception. 100%. Like, and it's changed me. I'm not a big drinker. I don't even really drink in the house. I can go out with the girls and have a good night out. That's me done for 6 months. Can't do it. Don't like it. Can't, no. I'll have a brew. Give me a cup of tea with 2 sugars, nice builder's brew and Netflix. I'm happy with it.
That's you,
Yeah.
Because you've seen what the effects of, you know, I've been the same. I've seen I've seen what it does to family members and stuff and friends and, you know, and it's just, don't get me wrong, I like to drink myself, so I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not saying I don't have a bevy or whatever, because I do, but when you experience it and you see people close to you who you care about,
it's frightening.
It's like you say, is abusing it the wrong word? No, it's not, because you can have a drink. I can have a drink. I can have a couple of bevies, do you know what I mean? But when people are dependent on it, or
no, my mum was bad. My mum didn't have a body clock.
Yeah, I mean, you lose track of time, don't you? Yeah. It could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the island.
Now, don't get me wrong, we'd be up 6 o'clock for school with a bacon balm, crisp white shirts ironed. We didn't go without in that aspect. Might have had a couple of quid less in my dinner money, because she took a bit back for a bottle of wine that day. But we never went. We never went to school up and no. And like as kids, we was immaculate. She'd iron our socks, our knickers, like every little thing. Who the fuck irons socks? Do you know what I mean? She took so much pride in the way we looked. She'd French plait our hair and sew little rosebuds into our hair. Like she took pride in us. So it was never a case of we was neglected like that. But emotionally, massively. There'd be times, I remember I had a counsellor in high school. And there'd be times I'd be like that, falling asleep on her. And she'd just sit there and let me fall asleep. For that whole hour I was with her.
Mm.
Because she knew my mum had tried to come off the drink. I'd been up all night with her. She'd be hallucinating. There was one time I had to carry her up the stairs. And she's saying, oh my God, how are you doing that? The spider's running up your legs. She's hallucinating.
Yeah.
There's another time I've come home from school. There's a fire brigade on the front and the police. And my mum is halfway through a window that big. Halfway through it. Saying that my dad is in the house looking for me.
Yeah.
My dad's in America. And at the time...
The side effects of alcohol.
Withdrawal, trying to come off it.
Yeah.
Me and my mum, like, the later years of her life it was like just explosive. We would fist fight. There'd be times where, like, I'd hide a beer. I'd always try to hide it, pour it down the sink, lock myself in the bathroom.
Because you didn't want it to be seen as how she was.
And she'd turn the lecky off. I'd be sat in the bath in the dark. Tell me when my wine is, I put the lecky back on.
Stubborn, was you? So
I get it. I am so much like her.
Yeah, so that's
I've
what
got a potty mouth.
I think most women are stubborn, if I'm honest.
Like her. I'm fiery like her. I do see a lot of myself in her, which I am grateful for. And I am thankful for. But at the time, like thinking back, we've got there's even things now like the best memories, like certain songs come on
and remind you of your mum or whatever.
And they remind me of us like flying around the house like absolute wallies with the Dyson and the mop, singing to like Dire Straits and Whitney Houston. Even like the film The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
That was, and Ghost and Beaches. So like films like that remind me like the best times. So it's not all, when I look back at my childhood, it's not all, it's predominantly good. Yeah. And more so I'm just sad that I didn't have a lot longer.
No, it is. And like you say, you know, as a kid growing up and stuff, it is hard where you're trying to, it should be the other way around, but unfortunately people are ill and stuff like that. Yeah. So as later in life, how have you dealt with it in yourself? And, you know, obviously going straight away on that pedestal, like you say.
I went through the motions. Definitely went through the motions with self-harm, taking tablets. My nan at one point.
Was that, if you don't mind me asking, was that like a coping mechanism to...
Yeah, do you know what I think it was? And even like, I'll reiterate on another aspect of how that still applies to me now. But I think it was like the pain I was feeling, I would hurt myself to try to make it justified.
To take the pain away?
Yeah, to justify it. It's. I don't think I still fully understand it. Me cutting myself, that pain was like a release.
Right.
My legs, my arms, my stomach, never deep enough to cause serious damage.
Was family members aware of this? Or
yeah,
but
definitely.
Your nan, was you fucking, I bet she was going...
I now
She must have been like...
horrific, because I think, yes, I'd just lost my mum, but she'd just lost her daughter. No mother should bury the child.
Yeah.
No mother should bury the child. And while she was having to deal with that, I was putting her through a whole load more shit.
Yeah, I understand that. But then obviously, I'm not saying self-harm and whatever.
Mate, I mean a lot of shit as well.
Yeah.
I was bad.
You're suffering as well. You've just lost your mum as well. So so the self-harm, I know, is what you're saying, like a little bit of it's a release.
Yeah.
But also your trauma and whatever you're dealing with, you're still only a kid, aren't you? You know what I mean? And
I never seen it that way though. I think because I had to grow up young. I was grown in my
mind. If you don't mind me asking, how was you drinking and stuff? Or?
Oh yeah, definitely drink, smoke weed. I'd tell my nan I'm going shop, going for a walk with Georgia, one of my school friends. I'd come back stinking. Do you know what I mean? I'd come in stinking, open the fridge, go up to bed, come back down 4 hours later, I'm going George's, back in, fridge, back to bed.
In and out the house.
Yeah. So it was a cycle. So I'd probably say from like 17 to 19, I didn't really drink, I'd just be smoking weed and stuff.
Yeah. And that was your way of probably trying to deal with stuff.
I think I was just mentally fucked. I didn't know where I belonged. I didn't know how to manage the emotions that I had. I didn't know if what I was feeling, I was allowed to feel. Was I dwelling on it too much? I think it was a mix of everything, a mix of guilt because of how explosive man and my mum's relationship could be at times.
Yeah.
And I mean, mate, it would be fist fighting over a bottle of wine.
But you try to take the wine away from it and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was a mix of everything, a mix of guilt, wishing I could have done things differently. If I'd done things differently, would it have changed anything? I think it was a mix of everything, and it took me a long time. So it was only when I was 22, I'm 28, 26 now. Nearly put years on myself there. When I was 22, that I found my vice, and it's the gym. A girl I know, Emma Rimmer, she's still my PT, literally saw me breaking down on social, like literally she said, your social media post, I'd gone through like a really shitty time as well at the time, big breakup and stuff. She was like, let me help you, come down the gym, train with me. And this is me who's gone to the gym with the girls, but you know, you stand there on your phone, texted on the treadmill, never gone to a gym and worked my ass off.
Yeah.
So I started training with Emma, and it was only at that point I realised that was a healthy way to manage my frustration, my emotion, everything. And since I walked in that gym with Emma, I've never self-harmed. I've never tried second overdose. I've had my moments where like I've brought down.
When it comes to certain anniversaries and stuff like that. Yeah.
But mentally and physically I've never been better. Like it's insane. I'm lazy. I won't walk anywhere, mate. Liam will tell you that. I won't walk. Even to the corner shop, I'm not walking. I can drive now. I'm not walking. But when I go in the gym, it's a different story. And I think what it is, it's pushing myself to my absolute limit. Where this might sound a bit psychotic, but that pain is pleasure. Like it's like all that frustration I'm letting out, and I walk out the gym and I feel like a weight's lifted off my shoulders.
Do you know what? This sounds weird. I've got my best mate, Fredo. He lost his mum, and he turned a negative into a positive, and it was the gym. And he's like the running man now. He's just he won't mind me saying this, but he turned the negative into a positive because I said to him, look, like, you're hurting, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Drink, you know, the stuff, the pain's still going to be there the next day.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I influenced him, but I just said, look, there's other ways of doing stuff, do you know what I mean? And he's in the gym every day. He started this 5 a.m. club with all the lads and stuff. I only went for 2 weeks. I only went for 2 weeks. And it honestly, it was good, and it was that, but getting up at like 4:30 me, and then, you know, I've got to come to work and do this and do that and whatever, it killed me off. And now they've got like a running club called the Silverbacks. So all these, I think there's about 50 of them now that go out of the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, do 10k runs, some of them do marathons, some of them. I could eat a marathon, that's about it, I couldn't do one, but like you're saying, it's mad that you say the pain gives you pleasure by watching me, because you know what you might be feeling or whatever.
I feel like I'm pushing myself to I'm humbling myself. I'm pushing myself to a point where my body's in bits. I can't breathe. Like I'm literally working my ass off to that point. And I think that exertion for me is like, do you know what I mean? Like Liam always says to me that he spars in the gym with the lads and stuff, and that's his way. Like it's
a lot of people say they like going and like getting each other and whatever. It's just like,
and I think that's what it is for me. Like it's mad. I think when we lost my nan in 2019. So at the time I was going through a breakup and my nan died. So it was like I can't do this again. So I was kind of at a point where I was like, I either go that way and completely fuck my life.
2 roads, go down the wrong road or go down,
or I go that way and I sort myself out and I focus on myself and I find myself. And that's what I did. I literally I went down that route of, you know, it was a humbling journey, because when you think you know yourself, you don't need your advice. It's
that what's saying, what you put on. You put on that mask and you
do.
Oh, you don't tell me. When really inside you're fucking a breaking point.
It. And for me as well, it was my nan, the last influential female figure in my life.
Yeah.
Like I love my mum to bits, but the bond I had with my nan was just on another level. I can't find the words. I can't tell you. So my nan was the person I would go to with everything and anything. Everything and anything.
Yeah.
So not having that person there, it was kind of like, you're on your own, you got to figure shit out. My sister's got two young babies. Can't offload to her. Bear in mind, she's going through the same shit I am. But she's not. My sister, like, I'll say it to her, I do say it to her now. To this day, I always say she's never grieved. One day, I'm like, you're going to have a breakdown. Because my sister had the babies.
So her mind is focused on the kids and stuff,
Yeah, and she's the best mum. Like, I've got a little nephew now as well. But, I think I struggled. I often sit and think, how did you do it with 2 kids? Because she didn't have that time or space to have a minute.
She was, because her hands were full, obviously, dealing with the kids and stuff. And but like you say, everyone grieves in different ways, and everyone's different. But people, I always say this to friends and to my mates and stuff. You know, you need to take that Mr. Macho off, because
Yeah.
you're gonna have a breakdown, lad, or your head's gonna speak to your missus. I always say this, like, to my missus, we always lie on the pillow talk.
Yeah.
I just like, Tony, fucking shut up, will you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But sometimes letting things out and talking
Yeah.
about things, you know, because people don't like talking. It's that going back to that thing, people, it's good to talk. Whether it be your missus, whether it be your partner, or your friends, your family, taxi driver.
You never know what someone else is going through.
Exactly.
And that's something that I've had to, like, remind myself several times. And you know what it's like yourself. Like, if you're having a bad day, you've got your own shit going on, you pop off at someone else, you don't know what they're going through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and a big aspect of that for me, like, of trying to just stay, like, as humble as I can and, like, just as grounded. There's, like, I finally found a good balance where there's Kiera Weathers, the singer, and there's Kiera. There's Key and there's Kiera Weathers.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I used to be so public on social media, every aspect of my life. I now have a separate one where I'll post the pictures of when me and the kids have been out for the day. Me and Liam's
Your private,
yeah.
Yeah. It's like we were talking maybe about, like, Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, people will post the good times on there, or on all
really
social
see the
media.
bad.
Fucking everyone has, you know, bad days or whatever, where, you know, you can post smiling and whatever.
Yeah.
But fucking, you don't put where someone's breaking down, crying, or...
And that's something I've recently done. Mother's Day this year. It's a funny... I can look back and laugh now. Me and Liam went out for a meal. I'll have a white wine and lemonade. And he looked at me. White wine lemonade goes down. I'll have another white wine lemonade. And he looks at me. This Mother's Day, so you can't tell me nothing. Bless him. Sits there. Okay, you want another white wine? Another wine? We're leaving. I said, I want to go to the pub. Okay. I want to go to the pub and I'm getting pool. He's like, right, okay. 3-4 more white wine lemonades at the pub. Right, we're going home now. This is like his 4th Red Bull. We're going home. 1 more. No, we're going home. Okay, well, I want to call it Tesco for a bottle of wine. And he looked at me. Okay, we'll go to Tesco for a bottle of wine. And I knew he was thinking, oh my fucking God.
Well,
I got in.
It's Mother's Day, isn't
got
it?
in, had a bath, down in this wine in the bath, listening to I Will Always Love You on repeat, crying my eyes out. And he come in the bathroom and just hugged me. I'm in the bath. Just hugged me. And then, why have you let me drink on Mother's Day? Are you taking the piss? Kind of like, I wish he'd have reined me in. But he never. He obviously knew and needed that release.
Because of...
Yeah, it was controlled in the sense of he'd never let it go too far. But that was self-destruct for me. I could have easily...
That day for you, because, you know...
I self-destructed on that day. I could have easily gone up the creme, took some flowers, had a cry, or never. Instead, that mask was on. Come on, we'll go out for Mother's Day. It's just another day. We'll have a meal. Wine. Boom.
Yeah.
Which, in a sense, frightened me because I think if Liam wasn't there...
What could have...
If I was on my own, could I have gone back into that old mentality of, well, I'm hurting, so I need to release, I need to...
Do you know what I mean? On that day, you were that's how you coped.
Yeah. So it's not like I always get it right.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't at all. The girls in the group chat will never, ever let me live down their ugly crying pictures. Do you know what I mean? Of me crying and ringing them and FaceTiming them. I still have my moments now. I just kind of... I've got a good way now of kind of like divert from that. Song comes on the radio, divert from that.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I very rarely go to the creme. I'll buy flowers and put them in the house because I know, like, don't take yourself to that sad place. They're with me anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not.
That's
they're
your
not
way of
actually
you've got
in that cemetery.
Yeah,
The spirits are with me always. Do you know what I mean?
That's your way of dealing with it, and that's the way how you cope with it,
Yeah.
isn't it? So
don't always cope with it. Don't always get it right.
Yeah.
Fuck up often.
We're human. That's all we are. You know, we're not robots. We're not programmed. We have emotions, and
That's it. And do you know what I think it is for me? Like, don't get me wrong. I've not had a bad life, not had a bad upbringing at all. It's not like I'm sitting here sob story like, woe is me. I honestly think if one person can relate to or learn from.
And this is what the podcast is about.
Yeah.
Because, you know, yourself, normal person, you know, you went on the X Factor, you've had an experience, but what you've been through in life, someone can relate to that.
And honestly though, Tony, like even if a stranger messaged me now, like, hi, heard your story or whatever, blah, 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 my inbox is open anytime. I'll talk the back legs off a donkey.
Yeah.
I'm a talker. And I just think, I wish I'd have had that somebody when I didn't have a clue what I was going through, what the outcome was going to be. Like, it's tough. It is.
Yeah.
Even now, like at 26, I question every part of my existence, every part of my past, what's my future going to be. Like, I sit and think now, could things be different? Could things be different in terms of if my mum did stop drinking? Could things be different in terms of if my nan didn't get cancer, where would we be as a family? If things were different if I didn't go on the X Factor, if I didn't do this, if I didn't do that.
It's about same of, if not, if this or not. But
you can't dwell on it.
You can't dwell, No,
I'm one of them where like I try and plan. I like to be on time. You know what I'm like for time. On time, try and be on time. Try and, have structure in my life. And I think that's because as a kid, there was no structure. So now I'm in control. Like now, I am in control of my life. No, it's not. It's
if you know you've got to be somewhere at a certain time,
you're
there on time.
Unless it's with the girls and that they know I'll be half an hour late. Do you know what I mean? But if it's work or if it's something serious or whatever, productive, I'm there. And I try and keep that. It's quite methodical, really.
Yeah.
Like I have this thing of being on time,
You've got routine,
being present, showing up.
Yeah.
And I kind of, I don't know, I think that's just my way of, because I didn't have it.
It's a good way to, what's the name of it? Like you said, you didn't have it, but now you're in life, that's how you work. And
don't always get it right.
No, listen,
like,
we all don't, you know what I mean?
And I sit now and think, like, I'm 26, still live at home with my granddad, which I love. I love being at home with him. I think he'd say the same. He's chuffed the mortgage rates for a joke at the minute. Keeps saying, I'm glad he can't move out to do his washing and everything. That's what it is. But, like, I often sit and think, like, I've got friends who are engaged, are married, have got their own houses, have got babies. And I sit and think, am I fucking up here? Like, am I on the right path? But in another aspect, I've got a nice car, I'm saving for a mortgage, I've got 3 jobs, I'm going to be opening my own food business. Like, people just have different paths in life. It's so easy to sit back and compare or sit back and think, well, I should be here or I should be there. And I think Instagram and social media plays a massive part in that. You see people's lives on social media and think, why aren't I doing that? Why is that not my life? Why am I not successful because I'm not doing that?
In one take, but it, like behind the scenes in another. Listen. Everyone's different. I'm not just saying, but people can portray what they want people to believe and whatever. You can have that, whatever card it is. You can have that, lovely, clobber on or that, that massive house and whatever.
Social media is not real life, and it's not everything you see. It's not the be all and end all.
Yeah, of course.
It's not. It's like this now on Instagram where you can buy blue tick. I give my Twitter took mine off me. Fucking keep it. I'm not paying for one. What does it mean? Does it mean anything?
Yeah.
Does that make me a better person than you?
It's crazy.
Does that make me more successful than you? Does that make me more validated than you? It's nothing. And I think at the minute, this blue tick shit is going to people. It's like
the younger generation. I think it's listen.
Crazy.
We've all got 2 arms, 2 legs.
We all bleed the same.
And we all
we're going the same place.
And listen, this thing of like you're saying blue ticks or verification, whatever it is and whatever.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And kids nowadays is like they look and they think social media. What do you want to do? When you're in school, remember careers officer in school? Tony, what do you want to do? I'm going to play for Everton.
Yeah.
And he'd go, are you really? And I go, yeah. I fucking never like, do you know what I mean? But then you see kids now. Madison, what do you want to do? I'm going to be a TikToker.
Do you know what though? I have got one of my best
whatever.
friends.
I'm not saying, listen, and I've got nothing against people
I'll tell you the flip side.
Create content and stuff.
One of my closest friends is a content creator. He started off as a makeup artist. He still does makeup, but now he's got his own makeup brand. He's just doing a clothing launch with another company.
Yeah.
He's now on a cruise, paid for, to film content. And I've sat with him and he's had them moments where more so than most, he's been up there, he's been on a pedestal. And
I'm not knocking people, by the way. I'm not saying
he's lucky though, he's got good family, good friends, brought him back down. And I see that struggle with him, especially lockdown.
Yeah.
Especially lockdown and stuff like that. It's like, for him, his job, his livelihood, money, everything is TikTok.
So
is Instagram.
So what's his name? Basically, he was.
Yeah.
like where he was making his money from was obviously from TikTok,
Yeah.
and from creating
He now
content.
does not do any makeup appointments. He's had his own makeup lines. This is the second one now he's doing. He doesn't need to do another makeup. He does not need to put a brush to someone's face ever again. Because the money he makes from TikTok and stuff is insane.
Yeah.
There's that side of it where I think, fucking hell, wish I could do that. Don't get me wrong, I'm shit on TikTok, social
I don't
media.
even know. I mean,
I'm shit on it, mate. I'm not with it. I can't allow myself to indulge too much, mate. I can't.
It's one of them. It's like going back to what I was saying with like kids and stuff like that. What you want to do is, mate, I want to be an electrician.
Yeah.
I want to work on a what's the name.
Yeah.
I want to, but now it's like. Yeah, it's social media.
I'm a YouTuber, I want to do this.
YouTuber, yeah. It's like, don't get me wrong, good luck to people that go and do them. But kids, I just think, our kids are, what's the name in it now, where they think, by doing this.
They're enthralled in it. They're enthralled.
iPads and when they're like, whoa,
yeah,
what's
my
this?
nieces are the same.
And you think to yourself, well, yeah, be a footballer or be a netballer or be go and electrician or go and, do this.
Yeah.
But they're just now, it's just crackers.
I just think it needs to be portrayed more realistically. I think social media is dangerous at this point.
For kids.
Especially for kids, it's dangerous. But I have, with my friend Callum, I've seen another light to it because he does graft.
Yeah.
He will be, he's working from home, but he's up there filming for 6-7 hours a day. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, he's still doing emails, he's still doing this, still doing that. So I have seen another side to it. The money, like, I'm so proud of him. He smashes it.
But like that,
smashes it. But I couldn't do what he does. He couldn't do what I do.
But that's it, innit?
Do you know what I mean? So.
No, crazy.
But yeah, it is. Worlds apart.
Mad.
He says to me all the time that Key needs to get on TikTok, post videos, singing on TikTok. I've done the odd few, and it's like, I've got 3 jobs. I don't have time to sit at home and film videos anymore. Can't do it.
Yeah.
If I post a video, it's normally what someone else has took from a gig that's got shit quality and you can hear people talking everywhere. I try and live more in the present now.
Yeah.
I do, because I went through a phase of, I'll focus more on social media.
Marketed,
then I struggled to pay my bills.
You mean, yeah.
Then I struggled. Now I sing, I do nails.
Yeah.
I'm a support worker. I'm going to be opening the coffee hut.
Yeah.
And I honestly I'm a grafter, mate. I couldn't be happier.
That's what we were saying before about your work ethic and stuff like that.
I couldn't be happier. Now I'm in a place where, as long as I've got clothes on my back, food in my fridge, my bills are paid, I'm happy. That's my only worries. That's literally my only worries. Like, I'm just grateful for life. I say my prayers every night, and I always say, like, thank you so much just for the air in my lungs, the food in my belly. Thank you just for being here for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, life is too short to hold on to. I think people forget the basic fundamentals of life. Materialistic shit takes over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course it does.
Does it matter if you've got Balenciagas on your feet today, tomorrow? You could be dead tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Does it matter if you've got Kappa trainers on? Does it matter if you've got Jesus sandals on?
Yeah.
It does not matter. Like, be happy.
Be happy.
You're
That's
alive.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
You're fortunate. I think even now, just to not struggle buying a food shop, to not buy a food shop and go, is that going to break me?
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Food in the cupboard is lucky on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The times we live in now, it's frightening. I worry. It's hard for me now to save for a mortgage because the rates are everywhere.
Crazy,
What's it going to be like for my kids?
Yeah.
And my kids' kids.
So my grandkids and stuff like that, and you know what I mean? It's
my perspective on life of I want to be a famous singer has completely changed from singing is my job. I love what I do. If that success comes with that, then that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But you're not.
Now my focus is, what can I leave for my kids and my kids' kids? And I want to enjoy life. I want to see the world.
Yeah. I
want to travel. I want to be well-travelled. I want a family. I want my own home.
Well, that's good to have them. You know what I mean? To aim for that, that's a good structure.
But nowadays, that's not the norm. It's not the norm to go, I want a mortgage and I want kids and I want a house and I want to make sure I leave good things for my kids in the future. Now it's, well, I want to be famous and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I don't think, what do we need a mortgage for? It's mad, isn't it?
It's crackers.
It's mad.
Crackers.
It is.
But another thing I wanted to speak to you about was best thing I never had with Eric McKenna.
Yeah.
It's doing big things.
Mate, it is.
It's doing big things.
Honestly,
I always hear it on the radio.
I've got to thank In Demand Radio. I've played played it to death, which I'm so grateful for. It's still very surreal to have people ring me or text me or send me a video of my song and on the radio and stuff, and like, it's crazy.
And it's a good mix as well. It's how did it come about with Eric?
With Eric. I've known Eric for a couple of years. Eric was, at the time, he was at De La Salle High School. He literally messaged me on Instagram. Hi, I'm doing a festival at my school. Will you come sing?
Just off Instagram?
Just off Instagram. He did the same with Anton Powers. Anton Powers.
Yeah, good lad, Anton.
So I went down, did the gig. Didn't get paid for it. Mate, I loved it. It was boss. Literally 200 school kids in a hall. And they raved their little socks off. It was class. Like I said to you before, like just a good atmosphere. So went back and did it the year after. And Eric started mixing and working on music himself then.
Yeah.
And he'd always send me bits over. We actually have done another song before this one, Let Me Love You, which is a cover of Neo's song.
Yeah.
And that one did really, really well. So when this track when he come to me with this, I was like, it's Beyonce, mate, you don't touch.
Big.
I'll sing Beyonce in my car, but once you try to remake or put your stamp on, you know, it's big boots not to fill, but even to
try and...
Yeah. You can't, it's like Whitney Houston, you just don't touch it. If you can't do it justice, leave it alone.
Stay away from it.
Leave it alone, yeah. So I was really nervous for this one. And when I went in to record it with Eric, I was bummed up to death, like bad cold, wasn't feeling the best. So it wasn't like normally I walk into a session, I'm like, fab, let's go. It wasn't like that. I was nervous again.
Yeah.
I felt like I had something to prove, especially because it was a Beyonce song. So when Eric sent me the mix back, we sat on this as well for like a year. We've had this for a year before we released it.
Yeah.
Because we were both just like, it's not the right time, or this needs tweaking, that needs tweaking. And finally we got it out, and it felt like the right time.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. For both of us, felt like the right time. It's just coming into summer when we released it as well. And it's
catchy. I mean, it is.
The feedback has been amazing. Like the way it's been received as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, couldn't be more grateful.
It's
been boss. It is always a humbling, but like it's always like, I always feel like the first time hearing it on the radio.
Yeah.
Or like it was just like, oh, will you sing your song? When I'm at a gig, we'll sing one of your songs. And it's like, oh, so you actually know? Like,
yeah.
It's so humbling, and it puts that fire back in your belly of like, fucking hell, this is why I do it.
I'm going to ask you, have you been asked like any, obviously because it's a decent dance tune, do you know what I mean? Have you been like any festivals you've been asked to go and do or perform it live?
No, not yet. We've performed it live a couple of times. And it's always gone down so well.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a catchy what's name to it. Beating that to it's good.
It's one thing working with somebody, but working with them live, like me and Eric have done gigs together, and we've got, he's like my little brother, I love him to bits.
Yeah.
He's got so much talent, I honestly believe he will go all the way. And we have a great stage presence together as well, so any opportunity to work with Eric is boss.
Yeah.
It is. He's a good kid, he really is.
No, it's good to hear, like it's really good to hear. Wasn't to say also, most influential people in your life, and obviously I think you're probably going to say your nana.
My nan, definitely. 100% my nan. My granddad as well.
Yeah.
My little granddad. He's my twin. Like, you know, we live together, our birthdays on the same day. He's not my granddad by blood, but he's my granddad. Like, I would even go as far to say he's even filled the shoes of being dad, while dad's not been present, do you know what I mean? He's just 1 in a million. He's 1 in a million. There's nothing that he wouldn't do for us.
Just goes out of his way. And
without question. He's just the best. He is. He really, honestly, can't put it into words. He's the best, and we'd be lost without him, we would. But yeah, my nan, my granddad. And I would definitely say good for a few of my friends. Like, when I think of influential people now, I do think of the greats of like Whitney, Beyonce. Beyonce. Oh, I love her. I'm gutted I didn't go to tour this year. Influential on a work level, on a music level then. But like some of my friends, like I look at them and I just think, go on girl, like you're a single mum with 2 kids, literally grafting your ass off.
They
don't ask for nothing.
They just get on with it.
You just get on with it. Yeah. And I just think just that alone like inspires me to be a better woman. Seeing my sister with the kids, inspires me to, like, when I'm a mum, like, I hope my kids look at me the way they look at her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I take
You can take
inspiration.
little things off from what she does, and how you when it comes to when you become a mother, that's how you're going to be with your kids. And
the thought is frightening, and it's not happening anytime soon. I can tell you, my nieces and nephews keep me well occupied. I have them for 3 hours, and I'm like, I'm going sending them back. But they're
the most influential people.
There's a lot of strong females I have around me now who I look at and I think, fucking hell, if I can be half the woman you are, I'll be all right.
No, that's
that's
good. That's lovely to hear. Your partner Liam, how much of a role does he play?
The pain in my ass.
He's all right, Liam. He's all right. I know he supports Liverpool, like he said, but he's all right.
He keeps me. I always say we're in a sense we're opposite, because I'm so fiery and Liam's quite chill, so we balance each other out. Right. I've calmed him down a lot now. He's tamed.
I think that's a typical woman, fiery, aren't you?
Liam was a wild one, but he's grew up a bit now. But yeah, he's a love. I'd be lost without him. Yeah. My best friend. I adore him.
And I know Liam, he backs you and he supports you with everything you do.
When he's not making me do pads in the kitchen, sparring for him.
You do all the pads for him while he gives them a whack.
Come here, show you what I've done in gym today. Put your hands up like that. I'm like, fuck off, let me cup of tea. Come on, I want to show you what I've done today. Literally, bruises all over me. Because we're full on. Sparring will turn into, I'll get him in a chokehold and we're wrestling. And he's like a big kid. He's my best mate. I love him to bits. So supportive. Yeah. When I'm down there, I don't even have to say, and he knows. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I walk in and he'll just give me a cuddle and it's like, we're all right. I'm all right.
Yeah, you feel it.
He's a good man. He is, mate. I'm very happy.
And obviously the coffee.
The coffee hut. We're opening the coffee hut, yeah.
You and Liam, is it yours?
Yeah, me and Liam, yeah.
So there's another little venture that you're going to...
Yeah, I'll be running it. I've told him, you're going to have to just let me crack on with it on my own, because there will be a domestic. There will be a domestic. Otherwise, he needs to just leave me on my own devices when we open to let me figure it out and let me crack on. Yeah. Because if he's there, one of us is going to go down. It's not going to be me.
I work with my missus and my daughter. Oh. And they just like, go back in your office, just stay away. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm only here to try and help. Yeah. But
I think we work well together, but I think it's different when it's working well together, like in a relationship to in a business. So that's a battle that I think, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
We do it as a family, we do it.
Yeah, I think as long as he lets me go off my own intuition and do my own thing.
You both have input, which is, it's important. You both, you know what I mean? But
doesn't mean I'll take it on, John. Take it on. We're not doing so bad. So at the moment, we're not doing. Yeah. We're not doing too bad at the minute, but I think we're going to be opening at the beginning of September. So. Yeah. We'll see.
You're based up in we'll be in St.
Yeah, we'll be in St. Helens. I'll be pushing him back to the sunbed shop over the road.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
You can still keep an eye on him from across.
Watch me from the window. Yeah, but he's been fab doing all this. I've been the one who's been stressing. He's just giddy. He will be. He's not the one running
just
it.
Just laid back and
so I have been sweating, doing food allergy courses and all this shit.
All the stuff that you need to do.
I didn't realise there was so much in it.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different.
But while you're doing that, when you're doing your singing and you're doing your nails, you're trying to do all this to obviously get this off the ground up and running. It's hard graft.
I'm excited, but it's hard graft. And it's not that I won't shy away from graft. When it's the unknown, oh my God, I don't have.
It's opened your eyes, like you just said there, courses you've got to do and stuff.
We had a taster day where I just invited all our friends down and stuff and was like, this is what we're thinking of for our menu. I want your honest
feedback, yeah.
Even down to like the coffee, the beans, are the coffee beans strong enough? The toasties, the jackets. I thought
coffee was just coffee.
No, mate, it's not. Gee, you won't believe it. And even just then, like after that day, it went so well. The first half cried my eyes out and got in my car, locked myself in my car. I'm not fucking doing it. Cried my eyes out. But once things got in motion, that I loved it. And that night, I went home. 4 o'clock in the morning, I was up. What do I need? Do I need this? Do I need that? Courses, this, that, the other. He's nudging like, Kiera, turn the fucking laptop off and go to bed. I'm like, I can't. I was pinged. Just hungry then for more.
Because it's your business, that's it.
So I can't wait to have it open now. But I think I'm a stresshead. I stress. I do. Because I'm, like I said to you, like I've got to be right.
course they have, yeah.
So he's going to have to stay over there and not be in my
Yeah.
space and just let me crack on. Otherwise, yeah, there'll be a murder.
So besides the coffee hut, what's in the pipeline for Kiera Weathers?
Do you know what, mate? Honestly, I'm just seeing where life takes me.
Yeah.
I'm at a place now where I'm trying to let go a little bit and not be so on the mark and just see what life brings. I want to enjoy life more than, you know me, like I'm constantly working.
Yeah.
Constantly. You know what I'm like? I'm hoping the coffee hut will take off in an aspect to give me a little bit more freedom where I can enjoy life, work a little bit less and enjoy life.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not going to come easy. It's going to take a good couple of years.
My missus says the same to me all the time. Take a step back. And it's just...
Yeah. It's one thing working and
Yeah.
building a future, but you can't, like, I'm in that thing, you know, where I'm not living in the present so much. So it's even like on a weekend, when I see my mates, it's when they come to a gig.
Because you work.
Nights out don't happen. Like I'll call in for an hour after, or
and everyone's
trolleyed.
Yeah.
I'm designated driver. I'm dropping them all off 3-4 in the morning. So it's very like even just like through the week now we don't really meet up for coffees and stuff because I'm just there's always something. So my goal for like this going into next year as well, this year and next year, take a step back.
Yeah.
And just try and enjoy life a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
So when I get to 30, we can emigrate.
No, but listen, you're in your lane and that's what you want to do. And it's good.
I'm focused. I feel like now I've never been more sure of myself, who I am, what I do. Like I've got so much more confidence in my craft, so much more belief in myself. And I just feel like I'm in a very good place.
Good place, yeah.
Feels good. It's took me a long time to get here. Not 100%, still have self-doubt. You know, we all have our insecurities and stuff. But I feel like I'm on the right path. I know who I am. I know where I am and where I want to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just, go with the flow.
Listen, I just want to say thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Do you know what, mate? It's not often I open up like this anymore, and I'll probably have anxiety for a week thinking have I overshared. But thanks for having me.
No, listen, your story's been great, and do you know what? No doubt, I know people will probably reach out, and
I hope my inbox is open at any time if anybody's got anything. You know, sometimes it's so much easier to talk to somebody you don't know.
Yeah, no, that's the one, innit? So, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This week's episode is sponsored by Soulful Events Limited. They provide sword football, battle tag archery, UV dodgeball, sports days events, inflatable assault courses, plus many, many more activities coming soon. Ideal for sports teams, presentations, birthday parties, stag and hen parties, corporate events, school, and half-term summer camps, any occasions. Give them a follow and use the code The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast for 10% off your first booking. The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast with Tony Morell.